Imagine if I told you that hidden in your kitchen, not in a futuristic laboratory, lies a simple food with the power to influence one of the greatest health challenges of our time: blood sugar. It sounds like science fiction, but tonight, let us separate the myths from the science behind the claim. One food flushes out sugar overnight. Many people associate sugar problems only with those who have diabetes, but the reality is far more alarming. Excess sugar in the body has quietly become one of the most widespread health concerns of our time. Modern lifestyles have transformed the way we eat, work, and move. Processed foods, sugary drinks, oversized portions, and long hours of sitting have created an environment where blood sugar imbalance can affect almost anyone, regardless of age or background. Every time we consume carbohydrates, our bodies break them down into glucose, which enters the bloodstream and provides energy to our cells. Under normal circumstances, this process is carefully controlled by insulin, a hormone that helps move glucose from the blood into the cells where it can be used or stored. However, when the body is repeatedly exposed to excessive amounts of sugar and refined carbohydrates, this delicate system can begin to struggle. High blood sugar does not always announce itself with obvious symptoms. Many people continue their daily routines, unaware that their bodies are working overtime to maintain balance. They may experience fatigue, frequent thirst, increased hunger, difficulty concentrating, mood changes, or unexplained fluctuations in energy, without recognizing that blood sugar may be involved. Because these signs often appear gradually, they are easily dismissed as the result of stress, aging, or a busy lifestyle. The consequences of persistently elevated blood sugar extend far beyond energy levels. Over time, excess glucose can contribute to damage affecting the heart, blood vessels, kidneys, nerves, and eyes. It can increase the risk of serious health conditions and reduce overall quality of life. What makes this issue particularly concerning is that it often develops silently over many years before a diagnosis is ever made. According to global health trends, millions of people are living with diabetes, while many more have prediabetes without knowing it. Prediabetes occurs when blood sugar levels are higher than normal, but not yet high enough to be classified as diabetes. Without appropriate lifestyle changes, many individuals in this stage eventually progress to type 2 diabetes. Understanding this hidden crisis is essential because awareness is the first step toward prevention. Recognizing how common blood sugar imbalance has become encourages us to question sensational claims, pay attention to scientific evidence, and make informed choices about the foods we eat and the habits we practice every day. In an age of viral videos, catchy headlines, and instant health advice, people are constantly searching for simple solutions to complex problems. Among the most popular claims is the promise that a single food can flush out sugar overnight. The idea is undeniably appealing. It suggests that something as serious as high blood sugar can be corrected quickly, naturally, and with minimal effort. For individuals worried about diabetes, struggling with unhealthy eating habits, or seeking an easy path to better health, such messages can sound like a lifeline. These claims often appear with dramatic language. We are told that a particular fruit, spice, vegetable, seed, or drink has been discovered to eliminate excess sugar while we sleep. Social media posts frequently feature astonishing testimonials from people who insist their blood sugar levels transformed within hours. Bright thumbnails, bold text, and promises of miracle results attract millions of views and shares, creating the impression that the solution has finally been found. The popularity of these claims is rooted in human psychology. Most people prefer certainty over complexity and quick results over gradual progress. Managing blood sugar through balanced nutrition, regular physical activity, adequate sleep, stress management, and medical guidance requires consistency and discipline. In contrast, the idea of eating one specific food before bedtime and waking up with a healthier body offers hope without sacrifice. However, the phrase flushes out sugar overnight oversimplifies how the human body actually functions. Blood sugar regulation is not controlled by a single ingredient acting in isolation. It involves a coordinated interaction between hormones, the liver, muscles, the pancreas, and countless metabolic processes working continuously throughout the day and night. The body does not simply remove excess sugar as if draining water from a container. This does not mean that certain foods cannot support healthier blood sugar levels. Some foods contain fiber, antioxidants, healthy fats, or plant compounds that may help improve insulin sensitivity, slow glucose absorption, or promote better metabolic health when included as part of an overall healthy lifestyle. The problem arises when these benefits are exaggerated and presented as guaranteed cures. Health misinformation spreads rapidly because extraordinary claims capture attention more effectively than nuanced explanations. People often share advice with good intentions, unaware that incomplete or misleading information can encourage unrealistic expectations and distract individuals from evidence-based strategies recommended by healthcare professionals. Distinguishing between hope and hype requires curiosity, critical thinking, and a willingness to ask an important question. What does the scientific evidence actually say about these extraordinary promises? After hearing dramatic promises about a miracle solution, many people naturally ask the same question. What is this remarkable food that supposedly flushes out sugar overnight? Depending on the source, the answer changes. Some claim it is cinnamon. Others insist it is okra water, bitter melon, chia seeds, apple cider vinegar, fenugreek, or a particular fruit. The fact that different foods are promoted as the single ultimate answer should immediately encourage caution and curiosity. One of the foods most frequently highlighted in these discussions is cinnamon. This common kitchen spice has attracted scientific interest because some studies suggest it may help improve insulin sensitivity and slightly reduce fasting blood glucose levels in certain individuals. Researchers believe that compounds found in cinnamon could influence the way cells respond to insulin. However, the effects observed in studies are generally modest and inconsistent. Cinnamon is not a substitute for prescribed medication, nor does it eliminate excess sugar from the body overnight. Another food often praised is bitter melon, a vegetable used in traditional medicine in several parts of the world. Bitter melon contains compounds that may mimic some actions of insulin and assist with glucose metabolism. Preliminary research has shown promising results, but findings remain mixed, and experts agree that more large-scale studies are necessary before strong conclusions can be made. Fenugreek seeds are also frequently recommended because they are rich in soluble fiber. Fiber slows the digestion and absorption of carbohydrates, helping to reduce sudden spikes in blood sugar after meals. Similarly, chia seeds contain fiber and healthy fats that contribute to feelings of fullness and may support steadier glucose levels when included in a balanced diet. Apple cider vinegar has gained enormous popularity through online health communities. Some studies suggest that consuming small amounts before meals may modestly improve insulin sensitivity and reduce post-meal blood sugar responses. Yet, the benefits are limited, and excessive consumption may cause digestive discomfort or interact with certain medications. What these foods have in common is not magical power, but nutritional value. They may support healthier blood sugar management through different mechanisms, particularly when combined with healthy eating patterns and active lifestyles. Their effects are gradual rather than immediate, supportive rather than curative. The true lesson behind the search for a miracle food is that nutrition is rarely about one extraordinary ingredient. Health is shaped by consistent choices repeated over time, while individual foods serve as pieces of a much larger picture, influenced by behavior, biology, and evidence-based care. To understand why the idea of flushing out sugar overnight is misleading, we first need to appreciate the extraordinary complexity of the human body. Blood sugar regulation is not the responsibility of a single organ or process. It is the result of a sophisticated system in which multiple organs communicate continuously to maintain balance, ensuring that the body has enough energy to function without allowing glucose levels to become dangerously high or low. When we eat foods containing carbohydrates, digestive enzymes break them down into glucose. This glucose enters the bloodstream and becomes a primary source of energy for the body's cells. As blood sugar levels begin to rise, the pancreas responds by releasing insulin, a hormone that acts like a key. Insulin helps glucose move from the bloodstream into muscle cells, fat cells, and other tissues, where it can be used immediately for energy or stored for future needs. The liver also plays a crucial role in this process. After meals, it stores excess glucose in the form of glycogen. Between meals or during periods of fasting, the liver can convert glycogen back into glucose and release it into the bloodstream to provide a steady supply of energy. This mechanism prevents blood sugar levels from dropping too low, especially during sleep or physical activity. Muscles serve as one of the body's largest storage sites for glucose. Physical movement increases the muscles' demand for energy, allowing them to absorb glucose more efficiently from the blood. This is one reason why regular exercise is strongly recommended for maintaining healthy blood sugar control. Even simple activities such as walking after meals can support this natural process. Problems arise when the body's cells become less responsive to insulin, a condition known as insulin resistance. In response, the pancreas produces increasing amounts of insulin to compensate. Over time, this strain can impair the pancreas' ability to meet the body's demands, leading to persistently elevated blood sugar levels. Sleep, stress, hormones, illness, medications, and dietary habits can all influence glucose regulation. Stress hormones, such as cortisol, may raise blood sugar by encouraging the release of stored glucose into the bloodstream. Poor sleep can disrupt hormonal balance and increase insulin resistance, while irregular eating patterns may contribute to unstable glucose fluctuations. These interconnected systems reveal that blood sugar management is an ongoing biological process rather than a quick overnight event. The body continuously adjusts, stores, releases, and utilizes glucose through mechanisms designed to sustain life with remarkable precision and adaptability. The gap between scientific evidence and popular health myths has never been more visible than it is today. Information travels across the world in seconds, allowing health advice to reach millions of people almost instantly. While this accessibility can be beneficial, it also creates opportunities for misinformation to spread rapidly. Claims about foods that supposedly flush out sugar overnight are a clear example of how scientific facts can become distorted as they move through social media, websites, and word-of-mouth conversations. Science relies on careful observation, controlled experiments, repeated testing, and peer review. Researchers examine evidence over long periods and evaluate whether results can be reproduced consistently. A single positive study is rarely enough to establish a medical fact. Scientists look for patterns across multiple studies involving different populations, conditions, and research methods before drawing reliable conclusions. Popular myths, on the other hand, often emerge from isolated observations, personal experiences, or exaggerated interpretations of research findings. For example, a study may show that a certain food contributes to a modest improvement in blood sugar control when consumed regularly as part of a healthy diet. As the information spreads, the message can gradually transform into a sensational headline claiming that the food cures diabetes or removes sugar from the body overnight. Testimonials frequently play a powerful role in reinforcing these myths. A person may report feeling better after adding a specific food to their diet, and their experience can seem convincing. However, individual stories cannot prove cause and effect. Many factors influence health outcomes, including overall diet, physical activity, sleep quality, stress levels, medications, and natural biological variation. Scientific evidence regarding foods such as cinnamon, bitter melon, fenugreek, chia seeds, and apple cider vinegar suggests that some may offer supportive benefits for blood sugar management. Yet these effects are generally moderate and vary from person to person. Researchers do not describe these foods as miracle cures because the available evidence does not support such conclusions. Another important principle of science is acknowledging uncertainty. Researchers openly discuss limitations, conflicting findings, and areas requiring further investigation. Myths rarely include these nuances. Instead, they present simple answers to complex questions and often ignore important details that might reduce the appeal of the claim. Critical thinking becomes essential when evaluating health information. Asking who conducted the research, how large the study was, whether findings were replicated, and whether experts agree with the conclusions can help separate evidence-based knowledge from marketing hype, misunderstandings, and exaggerated promises that sound impressive but lack strong scientific support. After exploring the hidden sugar crisis, examining the appeal of miracle claims, identifying the foods behind the hype, understanding how the body regulates glucose, and distinguishing scientific evidence from popular myths, the most valuable question becomes, what practical lessons can we apply to our daily lives? Health is rarely transformed by dramatic shortcuts. More often, it is shaped by small, consistent choices that accumulate over time and produce meaningful results. The first lesson is to focus on overall eating patterns rather than searching for a single magical ingredient. A balanced diet that includes vegetables, fruits, whole grains, lean proteins, healthy fats, and fiber-rich foods provides the body with the nutrients it needs to function effectively. Fiber deserves particular attention because it slows the absorption of glucose into the bloodstream, helping to reduce sudden spikes in blood sugar levels after meals. Portion awareness is equally important. Even nutritious foods can contribute to excessive calorie intake when consumed in large amounts. Learning to recognize appropriate serving sizes and eating mindfully can support healthier glucose regulation and weight management. Paying attention to hunger and fullness cues encourages a more thoughtful relationship with food. Regular physical activity is another powerful tool. Exercise improves the body's sensitivity to insulin, allowing cells to use glucose more efficiently. Activities do not need to be extreme to be beneficial. Walking, cycling, swimming, gardening, dancing, or participating in recreational sports can all contribute to better metabolic health when performed consistently. Sleep and stress management are often overlooked, despite their significant influence on blood sugar control. Inadequate sleep can disrupt hormones involved in appetite and insulin sensitivity, while chronic stress may elevate cortisol levels and interfere with glucose regulation. Establishing healthy sleep routines and practicing stress reduction techniques, such as deep breathing, meditation, or spending time with supportive relationships, can complement nutritional and physical activity efforts. Another practical lesson is the importance of regular health checkups and screening. Many individuals with prediabetes or early stages of type 2 diabetes remain unaware of their condition because symptoms may be subtle or absent. Routine medical evaluations allow for earlier identification of potential problems and create opportunities for timely intervention. Finally, becoming an informed consumer of health information is essential in a world overflowing with advice. Question extraordinary claims, seek guidance from qualified healthcare professionals, and value evidence over excitement. Lasting health improvements are not built upon overnight miracles, but upon informed decisions, patience, consistency, and a commitment to habits that support well-being day after day.